Welcome to Do the Talk podcast. This is your real estate podcast where we teach the regular people how to invest in real estate. I am your host today, and my name is Hamed Lawal. My co-host here today is Ibrahim Ochianide. We are committed to making investing in real estate seamless as much as possible. So, if you are looking to invest in real estate, you have come to the right place. Keep in mind, this is not a get rich quick scheme. You have to put in the work, then it's going to work for you. It takes time, but it does work. Ibrahim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Sorry, I'm adjusting my computer here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for always being there for us. We want to show appreciation by, bringing to you this topic. I know we've talked about it before, and we feel like it's very important. And us bringing it back, we all gonna benefit from it.
Yeah,
We are included, not just you. We are all going to benefit from it. It's a very important topic,
yeah,
um, and it's very critical for us to bring it back. We felt like we're all gonna like it. It's called tracking your goal, because of course we all know that setting a goal without tracking it, it's like you just pouring water in a basket, and if it stays, or it's like you throwing spaghetti to the wall, wherever stays, and without you measuring how many, or what is the possibility for it to stay, or what can you do to actually make it stick to the wall. So tracking your goal, it's really about you reviewing what you have done, what can you do to get better, and how possible for you to get your goal. So today Ahmed is going to start us on how, what is goal, how you can track it, how you can set it, and all that. Um so we are excited to talk about that today. Thank you for always coming. We want you to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. So Ahmed,
yeah.
we want to hear from you. How what is goal? How can we track it? What is at stake if you don't track your goals?
Yeah, that last question actually is a very great one. Good ones, actually. Because, we all do things normally and put all our effort in if we know what the consequences are. So what is at stake if you don't set goals is actually very, very good. In fact, thank you for bringing that up. I really that is very, very magical right there. So what is at stake if you don't set goals is you lose track of things. You lose track of where you are going. It's pretty much the same as jumping in the car, driving around the city without a destination, which is what our goal bring to us. Our goal bring to us a destination in our journey of in life. Okay, I want to be a medical doctor. That is fine. That is a dream. How can you be a medical doctor? That is a step. Okay, now you have to go to college, write their entry exam, get into the first 4 years, finish that, write exam to go into. That is how you become a doctor, right? So setting a goal is okay. I want to go to certain school. I want to get done by in the next 4 years. I want to then within another 1 year. I want to go into medicine school. I want to stuff like that. Goals puts you on a track, just like a train, so that you are not wandering around. You are not missing your road. You are not missing your track. So if you don't do that, then the consequence is or are you don't know where you are going to. The journey of 2 weeks end up taking 1 year. Things like that is the consequences of not having a goal. So thank you for asking that question. That actually
You're
start
welcome.
us up on a very front foot because now we know the consequences of not start setting a goal. If you don't set a goal, it's more or less You are just wandering around. You don't have a destination. You just jump on inside your car, driving around town with no destination in mind. But if you have a goal set, that give you a destination. And I don't. The other thing is you need to enjoy the journey, not the destination. But that is a talk for another day. So, how do you set a goal? Now, there are a lot of school of thoughts that have discussed this in the past, and the most unanimous agreement is using a SMART method in setting goals. What do I mean by SMART? Your goal needs to be very, very specific. It has to be on something, specific thing. And your goal must be measurable. You need to be able to track where you are starting from, every deliverables, every point at a time, until you get to your goals. That you need to be able to do. Another thing is it has to be measurable. If a goal is not measurable, you won't be able to determine where you are at a particular point in time. So if it is not measurable, you won't even know when you achieve it because you don't have a way of determining that. The next one is going to be your goal needs to be relevant. So let's say, okay, I want to become a medical doctor, just like an example I used earlier, right? The number one thing is I need to start college. It doesn't just happen to anybody. It happens to people that attain certain uh, college education. That is how they become it, right? So I need to start a college. That is relevant. Starting a college is a goal on its own, but it's now relevant towards my goal of becoming a doctor. So it's really relevant to the overall goal. But the goal right now is to jump in a college because I'm not in a college. So your goal needs to be relevant to your overall goal. And the last one of the SMART method is time. Your goal must have a time band when you are starting and when it needs to end. Like I always say, don't be rigid, be flexible. However, in some cases, you need to zero your mind that I'm rigid on this. I want this done this time. If things now happen, you can't achieve it, don't beat yourself up too much. Just go with the flow. But a very smart goal needs to have a time that is starting and when it's ending. So let me go over the SMART method of setting goal one more time. The number one thing is the SMART way of setting goals needs to be specific. Your goal needs to be measurable. Your goals needs to be achievable. It needs to be relevant and it needs to be time bound. It needs to have a specific time that is starting and ending. So that is a smart way of setting goals. This is universally accepted way of setting your goals. Now, back to real estate. What are the goals that you can set in real estate? You can set a goal, or I want to buy a house, one house this year. I want to make sure I attend uh 7 meetup this month, just so I can network with people. I want to close 5 deals this month. One of my goals is to have 100 door under management this year, and we are on our way to it, right? It takes time. I set okay, 100 door is specific. It can be measured because it's numbered. I can say, okay, this is where I am right now. Is it relevant to my overall goal? Yes. Because as a real estate investor, I want to be able to help other people. I want to be able to make other people's money. I want to be able to collaborate with other people. And I want to be able to have access to first and deals, connect people. Yes. Now, time bound within this year. So you see how specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound my goals are. At the beginning of the year, And this is the middle of the year. That is why we are bringing this topic back to discuss how to measure it and see where we are and where we need to be. Likewise, we want you to be able to review your goals at this point because we've already spent 6 months of this year, which is half of the year. So this is month number 7. So this is pretty much the second half of 2024. What have you done so far? What are you doing? What will you be doing to achieve your goals? Those are very critical questions you need to ask yourself. Because now, if you are checking your goals and you are nowhere to be found on the track, now you can call yourself back. And 6 months is a lot of time to achieve so many things. So, Ibrahim, real estate goals and what we discuss very first week of this year is how to set goals. We know our audience already set goals and we also share our goals with them. I want to ask, with the goals that we all have at the beginning of the year, you specifically this time, how is it going? And what are the things that you've learned within that time that you think you feel like if I share this, it's going to be beneficial to our audience?
So overall, I am grateful. Though I have not checked all the um, I have not meet all the no, how do I say this? Okay, so the goals that are listed from the beginning of the year, I have not check mark everything just because there are some that I'm still working on, and there are some that I've achieved. Go so good, but I believe I still have some time to catch up the goals, and which is why I value this tracking of goals, just because it keeps me on track and let me know that okay, you have to do more on some aspects so you can get all your goals check marked. For example, in the beginning of the year, I said I'm looking for an office, and then I was leaning towards like leasing a office. However, about 2 weeks ago, I started looking at a property and I was so interested, and I put in an offer. Unfortunately, the seller rejected the offer. However, the dream of me getting an office as is still alive, and has not as the motivation and everything is still there. So I still have the courage to go for another one, even though the first one, or the one I initially saw, was I couldn't get it just because the seller did not like my offer, which is okay. So so that one aside, um other ones like my bad debt. Of course, we've talked about good debt, bad debt, and when they say bad debt, it's one of them is credit card, one of them is any debt that it's not making you money. In summary, a debt that is not making you money, or you acquire the debt, however you are not making money with that debt, it is a bad debt.
Yep.
So if you get a mortgage and you are making money, in on that property, it's a good debt. If you bought a car from a dealership and you are doing Uber with it, you are making money, it's a good debt. Okay. But in this case, I'm talking about like credit card, like, mainly credit card. So I am not done with my bad debt, quite honest. But I've made a significant progress, and um, I hope I was wishing I would have been done though, honestly. But the market, the way things are, it's kind of a little challenging right now. I am grateful, I'm still able to help people out there and help them achieve their dream home out, and also sell their homes and upgrade and all that. So however, it is kind of challenging. We all know the economy just is the same way our audience are feeling it. We are as well. However, the degree to which it's affecting everyone is different. Okay, so but the reality is the interest rate is high and it affects a lot of things. Any kind of business you are doing in the U.S., the effect is there. Like I said, the degree to which it affects every business or everyone might be a little different, but it is real. Um, but the good news is a lot of experts are speculating that the interest rate will come down before the year runs out and things will get a little softer and better. So I digress. Back to my goal. So I'm still working on the goals. However, I still have some work to be done, which is making sure my all my bad debts are paid off. Um, Also, never give up on getting the office. I'm still leaning towards like buying it, but at the same time, yeah, I timed myself for probably like middle of August or the begin or the end of July. If I couldn't get any seller to accept my offer, I might lease an office space. So, but for now, the goal is still real. I want to buy instead of just leasing. Um, what else? So, and also I think I talked about having, be able to help more buyers, more sellers at the end of the year. Yes, I think I've improved in that on that aspect. Though the result is not yet apparent, not yet, massive, but I can see the difference because I started a marketing campaign, on YouTube, and I feel like you know, I'm seeing the result. It's gradual. It's not yet, huge or anything, but I'm getting to know more people. Many people are getting to know me. So, with time, things, will get better. Like today, I met a family today, and they were so excited to meet me. Just they're like, "Oh, I saw you on YouTube. I saw you." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm everywhere. I'm trying to help everyone as much as I can, and they are pretty reasonable and very excited to meet me. And so and they are not the only one that told me that they've seen me on on YouTube and all that. So it is you know uh impressive, and it get me going just because my goal, even though I have not really achieved it yet, like I said, the boxes is still, some are still not yet checked. However, I can see that, yeah, I'm moving towards it. And like Ahmed said, we are human being. At the same time, if you cannot, or if you are unable to check mark all your goals, that's fine. You cannot, don't watch yourself on that. We just want you to be accountable, be focused, be resilient, be um, what is it? Be reasonable about your goal and be determined to get it, to make it work, because nothing comes easy. It's one of the reasons why I'm still trying to make sure I secure a property instead of leasing a office. There's nothing wrong leasing an office, but the fact that I've tried and one seller rejected it doesn't mean that I have to quit that. That approach is still, I believe, um, if I retry and retry and retry, it's possible that I can get one, and that might be more beneficial to me than leasing an office space. However, if it doesn't come that way, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna lease somewhere, and at the end of the day, the goal is to be able to provide great services. So it doesn't matter if it's owned or lease. So it doesn't really matter. So um, if how do I approach it? So what I would like us to focus on while we are talking about tracking of goal on my side, personally, I think we should, um, since the we only have less than we have about 5 months, let's say 5 months and some weeks, okay. Um, the year is still there. I know we've used more than a half. However, whatever we plan to do is still doable. It's still possible that we can get it done. You might not be able to do everything just because if your goal from the beginning it's not realistic, if it's not measurable, if it's not what do you call it again? If the goal is out of um, no, not realistic, not measurable. You have to
Specific and
specific.
relevant
Thank you.
time band.
Thank you. If it's not relevant, if it's not specific, you might have a hard time to get even the goal. Like you might have a big difficulty achieving the goal. So it has to be specific, like I said. So for example, he uses use the medical school, like you want to become a doctor, and of course you are in school, which is partially relevant. However, you are studying something else like HVAC, in school. So technically, it's not relevant. You are in school, but it's not really relevant because the medicine department will not take an HVAC person, that someone who study HVAC, who has HVAC prerequisite, HVAC everything. They will not take that person to the medical school. You have to have medicine prerequisite. You have to go to do the MCAT and all that stuff, versus you doing there's nothing wrong with HVAC. I'm just saying vice versa. If you want to be an HVAC person, you cannot stay in the medical line and expect the HVAC school or company to hire you. No, because it has to be relevant to whatever you are going for. So relevancy is a key. It has to be specific, because there are a lot of broad goals out there. I want to be okay. What is okay? I want to be wealthy. What, even wealthy is still broad. What do you mean by wealthy? Like, are you trying to be a millionaire? Are you trying to be a billionaire? Are you trying to have 100K every month or 200K every month? You have to be able to you know outline what kind of goal, or what kind of achievement, or what kind of success you are working towards. If you cannot do that, then it's going to be difficult, because even when you eat that that goal, or when you close to it, you cannot tell, because as long as it's still not specific, it's going to be hard for anyone to even read, or uh to confirm if you have achieved it or not. um at the end of the day, you want your goal to um excuse me at the end of the day, rather, you want your goal to be something that you yourself can, you know even when you close your eyes, you can say, yes, I have achieved my goal, because it's so clear, bright, and very, very, very realistic. Okay. When I say realistic, you don't want to pick a goal that it just will not work. For example, I'll give you an example. So now I'm a real estate broker. Okay. So then I'm telling you, okay, my goal is to become a lawyer. Okay, I can become a lawyer, but here's the thing. I tell you, I want to become a lawyer, maybe in the next 6 months. We all know that you have to, first of all, you have to go to like
Law
do
school.
a prereqs and all that. Then you have to go to law school, and law school may take, so maybe if you take 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, I don't know. Or that might not be a good example. Let's say I say I want to be an engineer. Let's say a particular year of class, workmanship, training, everything you have to do. So if I'm telling you I want to do it for 6 months, when there's no school that allows that for 6 months. Maybe the school is 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So technically, it's not realistic, because It's like I'm trying to create my own school, not the established school. And of course, my if I create my own school, the degree it's not valuable, because I cannot teach myself. Someone who knows the job has to teach me, or an establishment that are certified to teach or to lecture people are the one that have to teach me. So technically, that goal is not realistic, because I have to, if to make it realistic, I have to go with what is attainable. Like, okay, I'm going to medical school. Is If it's 5 years, yeah, in 5 years I'll become a medical doctor. If it's 10 years, 10 years. So, what am I saying? Let your goal be realistic. At the same time, do not let your goal be too loose. What do I mean by that? Do not make your goal where it's like, you're making $60,000 a year, okay, and your goal is to save 10 grand, right? Now you are making your goal that you want to save 10 grand for 40 years, or you want to save 10 grand for 30 years. I mean, it means you are not really, determined, or you're ready to do that, because the real fact is, if you're making 60 grand a year, and to say 10,000, if you are really determined, it shouldn't take 20 years. It shouldn't take even 5 years. You know, so we have to be um, we have to be careful. We have to know. We have to. I'm trying to find the right word there. We have to be no. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that we have to, when you want to make a plan, you have to uh be
St- st-
decisive.
yeah, stand fast.
Yeah, you have to be steadfast, have this resilience, because things will come your way that will try to deviate you from your plan, your goals. Be focused, and you can do it. So, um, Ahmed,
You still haven't
how?
answered one of my questions.
What is your question?
What are the things that you've learned over the 6
Oh, okay,
months
okay,
of
okay.
setting your
So,
goals that you
yeah,
think will be beneficial if you share it? What are the challenges? I guess you share one,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is the offer that was declined. Like people need to
yeah,
stay.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Maybe you have answered it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now, well, now I know how I can add more to it. So what I've learned is that before, when I told you that, I would like to help more families, help them get a home, and help them sell their home and upgrade and all that. Before, I was leaning towards more on, like, referrals and, mouth to mouth campaign. But now what I've learned, or what I'm currently practicing, is social media campaign, which is, YouTube. And, I'm trying my best now to get more on other social platform. So that is something that I've learned, because I realize, you don't necessarily have to wait for people to come to you to help them. If there's any way, any opportunity where you can go closer to people and actually reach out to them and see how you can help them, it's going to be beneficial to you and them as well. So, me doing that, I believe it's gonna be rewarding for both me and my client. Um, the other one that I want to talk about is you about me trying to get a property, and they rejected it. And so now what I've learned is that I just have to keep trying. At the same time, you have to have a plan B, because if 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 the first person should reject it, the second one rejected the you don't know however it might take. If it's 4, 5, 6, 7 that reject it, be flexible and try to see if there's another way that you can still achieve that goal, because the end goal is to have somewhere where families, clients, customers, everyone will come in and try to see how you can help them. And also, in exchange, it benefits your business, and as well you are able to positively impact their family and everything by helping them getting a home and all that. um can it be done anywhere? Yes, it can be done where you can a property, or a place that you lease instead of that you purchase. So purchase or lease is not the end goal. The end goal is to be able to provide services. So if I realize that, or if I come to a conclusion that, yes, I've tried and I couldn't get the to buy, I'm not able to buy the property that I'm hoping to get to do the office, I might switch into leasing, because, like I said, it does not affect the end goal. The end goal is still there. So as long as that is secure, I'm good. However, if purchasing or leasing will affect the end goal, it means I have to pick the one that will get me there, not, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
so it's very important. That's what I would tell us to focus on. If there's any way you can get to where you're going, anywhere legal. I repeat, legal. As long as it's legal, if you are leaning towards this side and it's legal, also this side is there and it's still legal. However, because you like this so much, go for it. But be flexible. If this is, not working the way you plan it, go this route, because the end goal, which is the center, as long as it's not affected, as long as any of them can get you there, go for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you,
Okay.
Ibrahim. That is very, very beneficial because some people think there's only one way to solve a problem, which is very, very
No.
wrong. There's multiple way. In fact, a way that hasn't been invented before. Maybe you will create
Yeah.
it if you think critically. So that is, and getting to your goal. This same thing is one of the my lesson as well. One of my goals is to pay 70% of my bad debt off. Alhamdulillah, I'm around 45% right now. So that is a massive,
That's good.
massive,
Mhm.
improvement from where I used to be at the beginning of the year
Yeah.
to where I am right
Mhm.
now. But if I don't compromise of one of my other goals, I wouldn't have achieved this.
Yeah.
Ask me why. So I'm pushing to pay off my bad debt. At
Mhm.
the same time, I want to push on social media too. But if I push on social media, then I will have to be spending money, like throwing money at hard, doing hard on so many other platforms and stuff like that. So instead of that, I'm like, okay, how about social media is there, is free. How about I just continue to push my video myself instead of doing hard? However, making sure that I'm getting this paid off you know that has been paying off as well. Even though my goal of attaining $100 I might have improved more than where I am right now, but still, you know there's time for everything. This
Mhm.
business is for forever. god
Mhm.
god willing, this business
Mhm.
is going to be there forever. And my debt, if I keep that, that is going to be draining me forever too.
Yeah.
So you have to compromise. There's no one way of getting things done. Pay down your debt, then now you can have more money to focus on hard, right? So it's still a way of finding multiple way to get to one goal. So guys, if you don't take anything away from today, take that away. Be flexible and be ready to weigh your the rewards of your goals. Which one comes first? Which one is draining me? Which one is affecting me negatively? Which one is a baggage for me? You might want to concentrate on that, drop it, because if you drop the baggage, what will happen is you'll be able to move quicker. You will be able to move faster. You will be able to be free and be flexible and be able to navigate all the difficult part. But if you have a baggage with you, it's going to be difficult because now you have to be your attention will be divided and all that. So another thing is, Ibrahim, now with the first part of the year is gone, the second part of the year, what do you think our audience, including you know us here, can do differently? What can we focus on right now? Like, okay, this has been working, maybe we can double that on it, or maybe we are not doing enough of this.
Yeah.
Let's start now.
Yeah. Good. So I think we have to go back and just like what we are doing now, go sit ourselves and be realistic and be tell yourself the truth. Look at your journey, from the beginning of the year, and see where you're at, currently, and make sure that all the goals that you have set, um, then if they were not realistic, try to make them realistic. If they're not specific, try to make them specific now. If it's not measurable, now make it measurable. If it's not uh you know what's the last one again? If it's not
So
um
specific, measurable,
no,
achievable,
it's not
relevant, and time
relevant.
bound.
Yes, if you didn't set a time, then set a time now. So why did I mention all these five? It's because then maybe you did not do your homework the way you're supposed to, and now that the month is about is half gone, it's still not too late. You can reset it. um and now that you have put the right tools in place, which is you make sure your goals are there, then please you need to now see how you can look your goal in a reverse mode, or how do I say this, like in a instead of looking like from the beginning to the end, um rewire it, or re look at your goal from the end to the beginning. So what am I saying, or what is the implication of that? The implication is that, let's say your goal is to buy property. Okay, what can you do to get it? When you get it, how much are you hoping to get? And all those stuff, you write it down. Now, the fact that you see the numbers, you see how huge the benefit of what you're gonna get if you can achieve that goal, that alone can stimulate some kind of you know unwavering, unshakable interest in you, that will drive you, or it will motivate you to go for the goal. Because if you start from the beginning of, I just want to buy a house, a nice house, and then and that, in a broad way, you did not write everything down, you did not make your research, see what you can get, how what how huge is the cash flow, what is the equity like, what is the equity will look like, what excuse me, what are your expenses, what are your the potential tax benefit and everything. If you go to the end goal, you write everything down. Imagine yourself actually that, okay, you've secured this property and now you are getting so amount in your account, and the property is doing well and everything. That alone, then for somehow some way, it's also advisable to kind of think about, okay, if I get 500 in this particular property, imagine yourself having 10, 20, 15, 16, multiple ones. That way, all you are doing, it's not like you are creating something that will not happen. It's just that you are creating something that it's we our brain kind of work with what we think, what we say, kind of work with everything in our system. So you thinking about, okay, imagining like, okay, if I have this, it's gonna be a good deal, or it's gonna make my life better and everything. It's like you are already reprogramming yourself that, okay, this is something you need to do. Now, I'm not saying you thinking about that, it's gonna make everything done. No, you still have to work towards it. However, if you like it so much that you are mesmerizing, or you are, uh, you know, on a daily
Yeah.
basis, it's coming to you like, okay, if I have five of this, I already talked to Azio Property. He told me this is achievable in this area. He told me I can get so amount. He told me there will be a good equity there. All those stuff, you bundle them together. You now imagine that, okay, let's say you have 10, you have five, or you have six, how much it's gonna be. So by doing that, you are stimulating some kind of nerves, some kind of neurons in your brain that will keep you in check, that, hey, this is what you gotta do. Now, what do you now sit yourself again? What next? Okay, what can I do to achieve this? Be realistic with yourself. Do you have to do overtime? Do you have to get another job? Do you have to work closer with your spouse? Because I mean, we're not gonna go into that because our top do the talk, it's not about relationship, but a lot of people are missing out because they are not working closely and in symmetrical with their spouse.
Yeah.
A lot of people are missing, and they don't know that. They feel like being smart, But like I said, this is not a relationship podcast, but
You know that it is very crucial to be in sync with our spouse. So I won't say it's not a relationship podcast. I will want to hammer on it. So keep going, Ibrahim.
okay.
Speak.
So anyway, like I said, it's not really about relation. We are not doing marriage counseling, but or any kind of thing. But see where you are missing out, because believe me, when you walk in hand with your spouse, it increases your chances of being successful.
Yeah,
Okay, because you need that support. Okay, so anyway, if that's where you are missing out, try to see how you can work closely with your spouse. If the other side is you are not connecting with people out there, I'm not just talking about ordinary people, I'm talking about people that are into what you are trying to get to, people that have already they are rooted into that business. Connect with them, disregard the age, gender, race, language, whatever. As long as they can hear you, you can hear that person. Go ahead and talk to them. Okay. Um, when you talk to those people, those people automatically serve as a kind of a body that will keep you in check, even though it might not be official. But the fact that you know that this person is aware that you have to do this,
yeah,
somehow, some way, your system will try to do it. Okay, because you want to make sure that you, because we don't like to fail. No, nobody likes to fail. Okay, nobody, I tell you that nobody likes to fail. But one thing though, we always preach that everyone should be resilient, because if you fail you can get back up and keep going. Because real estate, it is not a business that you get into you are rich, you get into no problem. No, although we are here to limit your problem, because the ones that we've seen will educate you on it, that way you don't have to face the same problem. However, does it mean that you're not going to have issue, or there be maybe a sink or faucet got damaged when you didn't plan, or when you couldn't foresee it or foresee it? Yes, it's going to happen. So you just have to be resilient, you have to be flexible, you have to work in hand with people that can help you so you can achieve that goal. Um the the, the year is still here, we have 5 months to go. Go back to your goals, make sure it's now measurable, it's now precise, it's now specific, and keep working on it, whatever it is. Of course, I was I would definitely lean towards real estate investment. So if it's you want to buy property, talk to people that are doing it. I'm sure you know my number. If you don't, I'm gonna give you my number before the end of the show. So just work with people that are doing it, and your goal is still attainable. Okay, Ahmed, I want to see how you can come in here. How do you think, or what would you like to emphasize before we wrap up the show? What do you think people need to do to actually still be able to secure their goal? Or even if that person does not have any goal, how can that person develop the goal?
yeah. Thank you so much. That's last one again. It's a bomb.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? Is some of our audience are looking at us right now, or they will be watching this in the future, thinking to themselves, "Oh, I don't have a goal at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have any goal until now. Should I still start having setting a goal at this point, or can I wait till next year? What are you waiting for? Tell me. Why are you waiting for tomorrow? Tomorrow is unsure. Everybody agree on that.
Yeah.
So why should you wait? So today is what we have to prepare for tomorrow. When is the best time to plant a tree? Last 20 years. The next best time is today. So if even if you don't have a goal, you want to jump on it right now. You want to
Yep.
take your pen and paper, write everything that you desire by the end of the year, write it down, and make sure they are specific in the sense that it is something that, okay, I want to buy one investment property. One is specific. I want to buy an investment property. It's no go when it comes to specificity. You have to be specific. I want to buy one investment property. You hear me the other time, I want to pay off 70% of my bad debt. That is being specific.
Yeah.
I put a number to it. That way I can measure it. So the next one, that measurement that I mentioned takes me to the next one. You need to be able to measure your goals.
Yeah.
It needs to be measurable. That is why you need to put number to it. So if you don't put number to it, you won't be able to measure it. Now you will be able to measure it, because I want to buy two investment property. If you are able to buy one, now you know you achieve half of your goal. So you need to be able to measure it. That is number two. The third one is it needs to be achievable. You cannot be, struggling to put meals on your table and be thinking of, I want to buy an apartment complex. Don't get me wrong, people do it. Things change within a twinkle of an eye, but it doesn't change within a twinkling of an eye. It has been there before. Maybe they don't pay attention to it. Maybe they are not exploring all the opportunity they should have been exploring before now. But that thing they've been doing that job, that work underground before that. So it doesn't just happen. Someone can tell me, okay, what if you win a lottery? Well, you do something to win a lottery. If you don't play that lottery, not gonna win it. So because you want to win a lottery, they are not going to just give it to you. You will play first.
Yeah.
So there's action. We come before reaction. So that is another thing I want to mention. The fourth thing is it has to be relevant. Why do you want to buy two property before the end of the year? You want to be financially free. Okay, how many property do you need in total for you to be financially free? Okay, I need 18. Okay, 18. Now you want to buy two this year. Makes sense now. Because once you buy that two, how many remains? It remains 16 for you to have that financial freedom according to your calculation as of today. So that goal of this year must align with your life goal, with your overall goal, with what you are trying to achieve in a broader scope.
Yeah.
Then you need to put time to it. So by listing all these five things, now you know how to set your goal. So there's no excuse for it's because it is July, it's because I didn't set my goal from January. There's nothing like that anymore. So another thing is Ibrahim mentioned earlier, and I want to bring it back. Try to reverse engineer. What is your goal? What do you need to get there? Where are you right now? A lot of people want to go places, but they don't even recognize where they are right now. So they are lost. I used to be in the military where we do something they call land navigation. So with land navigation, you start from a spot and go and find another spot. So you plot it on the map. The number one rule is you need to determine where you are standing, where you are. That is how you will know where you are going. If you don't know where you are, there's no way, absolutely no way for you to find your way to your destination. So, while you are planning to go to your destination, which is your goal, you already figured out the process. You need to determine where you are right now. You need to assess yourself and be real to yourself. Don't deceive yourself in any way. Be real. This is where I am. This is my condition. Okay, I can now move from here. So, guys, we have talked about so many things today about tracking your goal, about setting new goal, about how to go from here. Even if you haven't achieved your goals that you set from January, that is fine. But are you taking action? If yes, then just keep doing it. Be resilient and all that. We've shared our success and we share our failure today. It's not really a failure. Don't let me call it that, because we haven't given up yet. We are still trying. Until you give up, that is when you actually fail. But what I'm saying is you will run into challenges. It's not going to be smooth, especially when you are trying to achieve good things. Even bad things these days cost you effort. You still need to
Yeah.
act to actually fail. To fail, you need to act. So why don't you act towards success? Ibrahim, that will be my closure for today. Do you have anything before we go?
No, no, no. I just want to thank our audience, and so we're about to um go to what are we doing?
It's going to be
Um,
webinar
wha-
form.
wh- what?
It's going to be in form of webinar.
Yes, yes. So we are not going to be doing live any longer. But I think next week will be the last one, right?
Yeah, we guys, we are still coming back next week.
Okay,
Inshallah.
we're coming back next week, and we are trying to upgrade our video quality and also give you the best, information as always. So uh, be bear with us, and we'll try to deliver as much as we can. So, um, I don't have much to say tonight. I just want to let everyone know that your goal is still attainable. You can still do it. Just go back and make sure it's something you can handle. And we are not saying you put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Do what you can do. um if you cannot achieve it, that's fine. Next year is another year, but we know that what we set our mind on, what we actually work towards, um and we will be able to achieve uh more than we'll ever imagine, just because our body and our brain and our cells, everything work symmetrically. And the more we put them into tests, put them in, let them face some challenges, which is the good one, the more they show us how powerful they can be, the brain, the body, the mind, and everything. So, Ahmed, that's all I can say tonight. I just want to ask if people want to reach out to you, because now we've talked about goal, and people would like to talk to you about how can they even get started and everything. So how can they reach out to you?
Yes, you can reach me on 765-240-7932. That's my direct line. I still pick my call. I don't have a PA yet, and I'm I don't need one, so don't call me for that. Well, yeah, you can reach me on that line. Also, you can reach me on all social media platform. ACO Property. Send me a DM. We have a free assessment for if you have a property and you don't know what to get for that property, what you can make for that property, how you can best utilize that property. This is something that only us offer. We will give you an assessment and give you more than three exit strategy. It is now for you to decide. And guess what, guys? This is no obligation assessment. Even you can take my assessment and run to another property management. Don't do that. I'm just saying. But it's no obligation assessment. So guys, reach out. Just know what you can get for your house. Even if it is something that you are planning to do next year, once you know what you can get this year, you can plan towards that, moving out of that house next year, renting it out, and know how much you're going to be earning at that point so that you can plan your safe finances and all that. So, Ibrahim, if people want to reach out to you as well, buy house, they want to sell house, you can network, you can connect them with so many other resources in real estate. How can people reach out to you?
Yes, they can call me at 317-728-0213. Go to ibrotors.us, search for home, wherever home you want. Just, put your information. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll get it started. Also
Absolutely.
on social media, ibrotors.us, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just type ibrotors.us. You find me there. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.